Good, fellas? Wow, I thought you didn't have any more. Motherfucker. Good Omens? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pleeka. Today we're talking about Good Omens, Episode 4, Saturday Morning Funtime.
Why are you asking me? You just looked it up.
I did look it up, but I don't remember. I want to say, for anybody who doesn't know, our intro thing when we do this thing, it's supposed to be a G and an O, and I realized editing the last video that I've been doing a backwards G this entire time. But just so you know what that is, because editing it, I realized I don't even know what it is.
They don't even know why we're doing it.
Some might, if they watched our old videos. For context, when we talked about Narcos Mexico, we'd go Narcos Mexico and do the N and the M. But it started with Ozark because he said, oh, we're like a gang, the Ozark.
No, I said there was gangs in the Ozark. We're rolling around going, Ozark?
Oh,
and then you're like, oh, you should do that.
Is that real?
Is what real?
The Ozark gang.
No.
Oh. You fooled me again. Well, anyways, we're talking about Good Omens, episode 4. So this one did it.
Very chaotic episode.
Yeah, a lot happened actually.
Yeah.
Where did it start out? Was it with the?
On Amazon.
Was it with the jogging scene?
Yeah, because you said, oh, look, you can see John Hamm's wiener.
You totally can see John Hamm's wiener in the beginning.
Which,
he's running in gray sweatpants, and as he's running, you see the little sausage back and forth.
I don't need to see John's ham.
I'm sure the ladies did.
Anyway, yeah,
He came to talk to Aziraphale. And he's basically like, yeah, then the world's going right on time, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, he's basically trying to tell everyone, hey, we don't have to fight. And they're like, no, we got to
yeah,
fight.
the point is to not fight. The point is to win the fight.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that, I agree with him. That's a shitty way to go into it.
Yeah, especially if you're supposed to be good.
Yeah, it makes them not seem as good. So then that happens, and then I think it goes to the kids, and you kind of start realizing that, like, I mean, we got it last episode, but things Adam is saying starts to happen. You kind of get that the whole episode.
Yeah.
But still doing it, there's a cool Doctor Who reference. The kid says exterminate. And then it's right after that, it goes into the last two horsemen, right? We get...
pollution.
Pollution and death. I thought the death one was pretty cool. I actually didn't... I wondered what was going to happen there. Because, like, he saw a little note and then wrote to his wife. And once he missed the
that guy needs
the truck going by, I don't think he's getting any more money.
Well, I mean, he's not
I get maybe in the afterlife.
You give him a raise, and he's already dead. It doesn't matter.
But when he missed it, I was like, oh, I thought he was gonna die. What's gonna? And then you see his body, and I was like, oh, they actually fooled me. But it's cool when Gus showed up, and like he kind of got like sent out in space or whatever. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then there's also the meeting with Ron Swanson and.
Oh yeah, out in the desert. It's funny because they mentioned that. I don't remember if they mentioned at the end of last episode or the beginning of this one, but they mentioned getting him and bringing his son out and all that. And I was like, oh, I kind of forgot they still think it's like that. I forgot they don't know that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot too until they started doing it. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
and I like his reaction to the kid. Like the kid seemed like a dumbass.
Yeah, and he's like, you smell like poop.
Yeah, and then so he just loses it and goes after Crawley.
Yeah, Crowley's watching like a cartoon in the theater and sees him kills like the bunnies and that shit and tells him he's coming after him. He knows that it's not the kid.
I like the way he disposed of the two.
I did too. We last episode, last week, we were like, what is he gonna do with the holy water? Is he gonna kill himself? Does he have some was it always destined just in case they came after him and they got caught? Because it seemed like if we get caught, I need a backup plan. I thought I was going to use it on myself, but it was for that guy. He set it in a bucket on the door, and then I was wondering, because he had that spray bottle, I was thinking, like, he sprays, some of it's going to come down. Is that going to kill him, or is it just going to hurt him? Like, how'd that work? And then they get the zoom in of the water droplet doing it, and that's when the guy realized it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's actually happened a couple times on the show, like, oh, what if this and then, like, they do it in the show.
Yeah. And then I like how so he jumps into the phone, and the way they explained it was, like, crazy.
Yeah.
By showing the other angel dance, and he's like so goofy.
Yeah, like how many? They use like an old phrase, "How many angels dance on a pin?"
Yeah.
And then they show him dancing and all stuff. Well, they actually dance and back and forth just to explain. He got really small and he's traveling through the phone waves.
Yeah, it was like a long way to explain it, but it was cool. And then he trapped him.
Trapped him in the answering machine.
Yeah, so
I like that. And then I actually didn't catch. So in between that, he gets a call from Aziraphale. And he's like, oh, no, I'm busy. And Aziraphale's like, I know where the Antichrist is. Mm-hmm. And he hangs up on him. So then he goes through some stuff. The witch ends up having sex with the witch hunter dude. I can't think of either one of their names.
He's now a witch fucker.
Yeah. But what's funny is they cut in between that. the old witch hunter is like, oh, he's going through some tough shit. Like his little pins catching on fire and all this stuff. They cut back and forth to him, like all the hands popping up on the bed and all that stuff.
It was real chaotic, especially with all the storm and like the tornadoes coming, and then them having sex.
So while that's going on too, Adam's yelling at his friends, and they're like, "No, we don't like you," and he's like, "No, I'll give you guys new parents and blah blah. I'm gonna blow up the world." And he's totally going crazy. He kind of says the horsemen are coming.
Yeah, it's weird. The more power he seems to get, the more it's kind of going to his head. So
and the more he realized, like, oh shit, I'm the one making all this shit happen.
I still feel like he's gonna not go bad.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is so did the witch, and then the tornado happened and all that.
Well, yeah, and then she, you know what? Let's have sex.
Let's just fuck real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, they're stuck. They can't leave the house. Might as well.
I guess.
So then that's going on. So then the witch hunter leaves. He almost gets money from the girl. He goes, "Get out of here, you harlot!" And he ends up going to Aziraphale's place, his little bookstore. Right before that, Aziraphale gets like cornered by all the angels, and they're like, "Yeah, we know what you're doing." Blah blah blah. And then the end of the world starts. So they get sent up. He calls God, who is actually a lot that does happen now that we're explaining it.
Yeah.
God, the guy he talks to the voice of God after doing that shit, and it's the guy who played the Master on Doctor Who, which is like David Tennant's biggest enemy.
Oh,
so that was kind of cool. Like when David Tennant finds it, he's an old man, and like he did this thing to like lock himself away, so he forgot that he was the Master. So when he finds him, he's an old man, and then he regenerates and becomes a young guy. So that was kind of cool that they got him in there. But he's talking to him, and then the witch hunter comes in and ends up accidentally sending Aziraphale to heaven, I guess.
To heaven, yeah, I guess to fight, and his last words were "fuck."
I like that. He's like, "No, just don't go in the circle." Keep yelling at the guy, and then he gets in. He's like, "Oh, fuck," and gets sent up. And then the guy's like, "Oh, did I actually do that?"
I did like it. I didn't realize like when he called Crowley that it was at the same time.
Well, that's what I was saying when I started this whole long 10-minute story.
Right.
Is I didn't realize when that happened that it was all out of time. I thought that was neat.
I just was trying to say it shorter.
Oh yeah.
But then
I had to say what happened in the episode.
But then they Quentin Tarantino'd it and showed us real quick.
But I really liked this episode. I thought that was a neat way to do all that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The episodes are. It's funny because if you go from start to end, you're like, okay, now what happened? But the story continues, and like a lot happened.
Yeah.
But it seems so fast that
it does. Yeah. You know, one thing we didn't mention is the witch hunter got pulled over by duck aliens. Weird green duck aliens.
That's true, because he saw that in the magazine.
Yeah.
Everything's happening because she gave him those magazines.
Yeah, which at first when they went to visit her, and they're like, "We don't take chocolate from a witch," and she like kind of, I thought, and like she gave them more magazines. I thought maybe she already knew and was just playing into him. But then when she talked to the witch hunter, she's like, "Oh my God, it's him! He's such an innocent kid." And I was like, "Oh, clearly she doesn't know."
He's like, "We're gonna save all the whales." So by saving the whales, he makes
he made a kraken show up, yeah,
and kill all the whalers.
They did show very quickly. His dad was, while watching that on TV, looked over at his son's magazine and saw it's the same exact image.
Yeah.
So I wonder if his dad's gonna figure out and come into play with all this, like, oh, our son's fucking Antichrist or evil or something.
I don't know, because like he did like not pay him any attention when he was talking about it before.
Well, he told me, he's like, that's rubbish or whatever.
So maybe he just believes it.
Maybe it'll be like Brightburn, where the dad figures it out and is like, oh, fuck that kid, he's not our kid.
Well, hopefully he doesn't try to shoot
Although
him in the
they
head.
do think they gave birth to him, so they got that going for them.
Yeah.
They don't. I was thinking that they knew he was adopted, but they don't know that.
Oh, so you're just making up your own rules.
I'm making up my own whole story. I'm making good omens.
So there's 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
And now
Crowley's left alone on Earth while the end of the world is starting. Aziraphale's in heaven.
And the demons are trying to get him, I'm assuming. Although
he killed one and trapped the other, so I don't know if anybody else knows. Because that lady in wherever they're at, heaven, I don't know, called specifically the one that died.
That's true.
So I don't know if anybody else knows.
I think the lady's name is Michael.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting to see if anyone, but someone's going to look for them or something, because they're in charge of this whole thing.
That's true, yeah.
And
they're the one that kind of he has to report to.
And he's the only one that has a link to them, so they'll probably come to him to find out where they went.
Yeah.
You would think.
Yeah, I'm really interested where this is all going to go. Especially
None of them are very organized.
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
Neither heaven nor hell.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. So the narrator is supposed to be God, but then when he talked to that person, he's like, oh, is this God? And he's talked to the narrator in the past. So I was wondering, is this really God that we're hearing or not?
Maybe he just forgot what God
sounded like because he hasn't heard her in a couple
6,000
thousand years or whatever. Yeah, I thought that was interesting though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like,
I was like,
wait.
wouldn't you know? Because the narrator's still talking, so I wonder if the narrator is something different and just like thinks of himself as God or something, or herself as God.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that crossed my mind while watching this. Any last things you want to say? I know last episode we forgot to bring up famine and we didn't talk about Jesus. So hopefully there's nothing else we're forgetting.
I liked, and I can't believe we didn't talk about Jesus, but I like when they were nailing him to the cross and he's like going like that. And he's like, what did he do?
Oh, yeah. He's like, be kind to each other. And he's like, oh, that'll do it.
Yeah. I was like, jeez.
It's funny how, like, the things like, and you're like, yeah, that does actually make sense.
Yeah.
But you want to wrap this up?
I don't have any wrapping paper.
Fuck you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought about this episode, and we'll see you guys next time for episode 5.
Yeah, because you said, oh, look, you can see John Hamm's wiener.